She was chugging a few beers. We actually didn't get anything to eat, but I swear to God, you were going to get a hot dog. I thought you were going to go all out, full baseball mode, beer, hot dog. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to another episode of Almost Rich, Almost Famous, Almost Daily.
I'm really disappointed that you're not wearing an Indians, I guess, soon to be Guardians hat right now, because Betsy is officially a baseball sports fan.
Officially.
You are. It was your idea to go to an Indians game.
Okay, let's take a step back. You and I had talked about, we should go to an Indians game. We've been talking about it for 12 years. And you were finally in town for once. And I was like, oh, this is a great time to go. I think they have a day game. Look at me. I knew they had a day game. You were like, great, Let's go. And we went.
But it would have never crossed my mind. Here I am thinking, all right, I'm finally in town in Cleveland. Let's go to the pool. Let's go day drink. Let's do all this. And Betsy says, or we could do the Indians game on Sunday. I think it's a day game. I almost fell out of my chair, had a heart attack, all the above. I'm like, you know what? I have not been to a game as a fan all season. And I love nothing more than going to a baseball game, getting to enjoy a beer. Again, not a huge beer drinker, but it was Christmas in July. I knew that there was going to be some Christmas ale on tap. I love to get some good nachos. And I'm like, listen, I'm in. Betsy forewarns me, all right, we're only staying for a few innings. We'll make an appearance, and then we're out.
I actually said one. I said one inning.
But I'm like, well, no, we're not doing just one inning. And all of a sudden I look up at the scoreboard. I'm like, not going to say anything, but here we are, 7th inning stretch, and we're still here because you were enjoying yourself.
And then I started to get a little antsy. I was like, oh my God, it's the 7th inning. We have to go. It's time. It's time to go. But it was enjoyable. I think it was enjoyable because I drank an entire bottle of Veuve before I went. So I think that kind of got me through a lot of it. But then I got there and they had these mega size White Claws.
I know, and Truly, all the seltzers. I kept looking at Betsy. I'm like, I know these Christmas ales hit you pretty hard because they're very strong alcohol content. I was like, am I seeing things, or is that a giant Truly? And she's like, no, it is. I'm like, okay.
It was a giant Truly. So I'm drinking a giant Truly. Bridget's wearing a Christmas ale t-shirt strategically because she knew it was Christmas in July and they would be serving that. She was chugging a few beers. We actually didn't get anything to eat, but I swear to God, you were going to get a hot dog. I thought you were going to go all out, full baseball mode, beer, hot dog.
I'm not a big hot dog person. It's the one food in life that I'm like, I think they're kind of gross and I don't like them. If I'm literally starving and there's nothing else to eat in the world, I'll eat a hot dog, but I'm not purchasing a hot dog. When I'm at a baseball game.
Why? Because they're just like animal parts all combined into one disgusting link of disgustingness. It's so sick. I cannot believe people eat those. It's the most disgusting food maybe of all time.
Well, I agree. They're not great, but I do like a good big bucket of nachos. We tried. The line was 2 miles long. I'm like, okay, I can't miss this much of the game for nachos. Whatever. I'll just get another beer. It'll fill me up. It'll be great. But then as we leave, we're realizing okay, I'm really, really, really hungry. At that point, I probably could have eaten a hot dog, but I didn't.
So I have a couple questions. So, when they do Dollar Dog Day or night or something, do you think that's the same since they're only $1? Do you think they're lower product hot dogs?
No.
Are they grosser? Or are they always the same? It doesn't matter if they're $1.
They're always the same. I mean, if you walk around a ballpark, there's several different hot dog stands, but Sugardale Hot Dogs, that's the big sponsor of the Indians. So it's Sugardale Dollar Dog Night. I know I used to be the Empire Coast, had to promote it a lot. That, but then there's also Happy Dog. Have you ever heard of that? It's a local spot. So those are bigger hot dogs, and you can get weird toppings. You can get Fruit Loops on it if you wanted to. People are really into that stuff.
That's really weird. I will eat a vegetarian hot dog at a baseball game every couple years when I go to a baseball game. And I had one recently and it grossed me out too bad. I couldn't do it.
I was gonna say, so we discussed that a regular hot dog is just random meats probably stuffed into a link. What's a vegetarian one? Just random vegetables stuffed into one?
And I mean, it's not good. I think it's a lot of it's chemicals and gross stuff. People are really not into fake meat. Like I've been hearing a lot about it. So I couldn't do it. I also wanted a big bucket of nachos, but we didn't make it.
I know. So I'm curious. Maybe we'll put it up as like a question too. Like, what's your go-to ballpark food? Is it a hot dog, and do you actually like hot dogs, or are you just doing it because it's like a tradition at a baseball game? And then the
Totally.
people that are real crazy and psychos are the people that order hot dogs not at a baseball game just for fun. Shout out
We
to you,
actually
Rob
ran
Lorenzo.
into
I'm talking to you.
we ran into that yesterday. We went to lunch. I mean, this is totally besides the point, but our friend Rob ordered 2 hot dogs for lunch. What? Huh? That's like ordering a bologna sandwich for lunch. Like, who does that?
But it was so like crazy because he got there a little late, so he's a little flustered going through the menu, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just take the hot dog and fries." And I'm like, "Wow, what a weird order." And then he goes, "Actually, can you make it 2?" And I'm like, oh, "Not 1, but 2? Can you eat them both?" I couldn't believe it.
All right, enough hot dog talk for me. Well, we're gonna put up a poll. We want to know what your go-to ballpark food is, and we will be back. We are dropping our episode of Almost Rich, Almost Famous. Had some technical difficulties, but we'll be out soon. Stay tuned.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.